Hello, welcome to Mature Living. My name is Grace Ortiz, and I work for Adult Protective Services, but today I'm wearing a different hat. I am hosting the show for Miss Mary Yanez, who is out and feeling a little under the weather. We're sending her some love and wishing her a speedy recovery. Today, we have a great show for you, and we have lots of information to provide for you. Our first guest is Judge Jesus Herrera, who is the Vice President of the AOA Alumni Association. Thank you so much for joining us, Judge Herrera. We're truly grateful for you being a part of the show today. If you could give me some information on the name of the organization and its origin and some of the events you'll be having as part of that organization.
My role, of course, is vice president. My wife is president of the organization. The role of the organization itself is to assist and to provide resources to the kids of the community there at the AOA school, which is in the Segundo Barrio, and which has been there for close to 100 years, actually over 100 years, in various forms. And that's the primary purpose. And we have various activities to assist these kids in terms of basic needs. And the origins of the club itself started in 1991 when one of the counselors and principals at AOA School approached several of the volunteers that had been alumni. And they asked for assistance regarding shoes, school supplies, clothing in some cases, jackets. And Johnny Garcia and his brother, Martin Garcia, got together, sat down, and said, we ought to get some sort of organization going so we can have a fundraiser from time to time to provide the funds for the type of assistance that we're doing. And it would be more efficient than asking people for donations from time to time. So this was organized about 1991, and the first dance was in 1992. And that was the idea that came out of this small organization of two to provide funds from time to time to the kids at AOA school.
So tell me, there's a great need for assistance for those children at that school?
Oh, clearly, yes. It's a lower socioeconomic neighborhood, and AOA is one of the two principal elementary schools there at the Segundo Barrio, the other one being Hart Elementary at the opposite end of the Segundo Barrio. And AOA serves most of the area around the Segundo Barrio east of, say, Ochoa Street. And it's one of the feeder schools for Guillen Elementary. There's a great number of folks there. There's people who are passing through, recent immigrants, and longtime residents who are having kids and they attend the school. So it serves that particular community. And members of alumni of all years. I think the oldest one we had was from about 1939.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was there in 1960 and 1961 at AOA.
So how long has the school been there?
In its various forms.
In Segundo Barrio.
It started out as one room by Olivas Eoy, and he started it as a transitional school. I think it was in the 1890s, as a transitional school for recent immigrants that spoke only Spanish. And it was set up by this, I'm told it was a Belgian priest that found his way to El Paso in order to assist the transition of recent immigrants from solely Spanish to English and integration into the rest of the community. So it's been like a one-room school, and now it's the facility that you see in the Segundo Barrio.
And I think that's remarkable. I'm going to tell you, we were talking earlier about how special El Paso is, and I think that people don't forget where they came from. And I think that's very, very special that, you remember where you came from and you give back, because sometimes we make it. We made it out of the Segundo Barrio. We're doing great in our community, but a lot of times there's others that forget to give back, and you all are giving back, especially to those kids who need it the most. And sometimes we don't realize we have schools where there are children who need these things. And I acknowledge your organization. I think that it's just great that you all are doing that. So you all have fundraisers. How many do you have a year?
We have one, the principal one, and that is our Tardeada. That's our afternoon dance, usually around, and if we're very, very lucky, we actually have it on Valentine's Day. And we've had that since 1992. And it's always been very, very successful. We've always sold out the tickets. And it's approximately 600 people that attend this particular
Oh, that's
dance.
a big one.
It is. And everybody has had a good time. There is no other place where this particular group of people, mostly AOI alumni, a lot of Bowie alumni, also come to the dance.
To the dance. So tell me about this Valentine's dance, Tardeada. When is it? Where is it? Give us all the details, because I know there's people out there that are probably going to want to go.
Okay, and I'm sure it'll be Sunday, February the 16th, and it starts at 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Plenty of time to dance and have a good time. And it'll be at the Elmira Shrine Temple at 6331 Alabama.
Okay.
And get there early because it fills up quickly, and tables go like that.
Fast. So I want to ask everybody to join in, and if you want to come and be part of this Tardeada, there's a contact name and a contact information. Who could we call if they wanted more information or to get tickets?
The best way to contact would be to contact my wife, Luz Herrera, who is the president of the organization, and her number is area code 915-867-3569. And that's who you call for tickets. We can assign someone to deliver or pick up. Just let us know. We still have some.
And is there a special band that's going to be playing?
Yes, and this is the band that we've had for at least the last 10, 12 years. That would be the Rhapsody Band.
Oh, they're awesome.
And they start at 5. Before that, from 4 to 5, we have the Toritos, the mariachis.
Oh, mariachis.
We,
so you have mariachis, then you're going to have Rhapsody, and then you're going to have dancing.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really, really great. So, I want to thank you for coming out today.
Thank you for having
and giving
me.
us this information. Thank you for what you're doing at that school and making a difference in our community. I think that we all need to be doing that more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate you and your wife for doing what you're doing and the organization. And thanks for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for
Hope
having
all
me.
of you can make it to this great event. And if you need further information, you make sure you call Ms. Luz Herrera. Thank you for staying with us. Our next guest is Dr. Jose Baltazar, and he's an instructor with the Senior Adult Program, and he also teaches a class called Introduction to Mind-Body Medicine, which is a very interesting topic to me. I want to thank you for coming and being a part of the show today. And you're going to enlighten us and tell us all about what you teach and a topic that people don't like to talk about, which is the mental health issues. So tell me, what is mind-body medicine first? Tell us about it.
Mind-body medicine is a field in the area of holistic medicine or integrative medicine that focuses on how the mind and the body interact to create health or to create illness. And so the whole field of mind-body medicine studies it appears to be psychology, but it does it more on the medical side to determine how the mind is affecting whatever symptom or illness the person has.
Really?
And there's also a lot of medical research that demonstrates that by changing certain ways of thinking as you are dealing with your condition, you can improve the condition or you can heal it sometimes.
So the power of positive thinking.
It's positive thinking, but more intentional towards health, and more the interventions that are used are designed specifically to target conditions.
So let's talk about mind-body medicine and how does it help with mental health issues?
Well, interestingly enough, mind-body medicine is focused, the main focus is on how the brain functions and how the brain works, because all our physical processes or all our physical chemistry is regulated by the brain. So if the brain is not working properly or healthy, it's also a part of the cause for many illnesses. And so mental health is an area which in mind-body medicine, there's a lot of research about it, but the procedures that we use to help people with mental health are very simple, but very powerful. I've seen students in the college. I'm a part-time counselor. This semester, it seems like, well, it doesn't seem, it's a fact that anxiety, depression, and PTSD are increasing in the population. So I see students that are referred to me, and most of the time I don't have to refer them out to a mental health specialist, let's say, because with one or two techniques that they practice, they start functioning better.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know, nowadays you go to your doctor, and as soon as you mention, you know, I'm feeling depressed, they want to give you a little pill.
That's right.
And you know, those little pills sometimes have these side effects that instead of making you feel like less depressed, they make you feel more depressed.
Yeah, well, they numb you down. Yeah.
Right. And so you're not really knowing what you're feeling or what you're experiencing, and you know, it's almost like a spiral. So I want you to tell me your experiences with this mind-body medicine. What has it helped with people with mental illness? How have you helped them? What is it that you do to help them so that they can feel better?
Yes, like you, when I mentioned mind-body medicine, you connected it with positive thinking. Other people connected with visualization.
Okay.
Right? And yes, those are part of mind-body medicine. But there's a whole bunch of other interventions, which is what I teach in my class. In my introduction to mind-body medicine course, we learn from 6 to 8 type of processes that can help the body heal and get better and improve health. So just to give you an example, I saw this young lady that was on medication and could not concentrate in her classes. And so it was referred to me by her instructor in English. And she was taking medication to try to deal with the mental issue, okay? But that was preventing her from studying. So there's very simple techniques. For example, I just taught her how to relax and how to take, we call them relaxing deep breaths as you're active through the day. Because a lot of people think relaxation is you have to make the time to sit down and relax, which is one part of it. But just by the simple breathing, because one of the things that happens when you suffer from depression is your brain is lacking oxygen. I mean, that's just a natural thing that happens. So you provide more oxygen to the brain, and you start feeling a lot better, and you start functioning a lot better. So I told her, look, just through the day, as you're going through your day, take what we call healthy deep breaths. And it just means breathing through the nose to the stomach in a rhythmic way, and you start feeling better. Why? Because your brain is getting more oxygen. I also taught her a very simple technique, and I said, look, whenever you go out, like she said she used to walk at the park. I say, okay, instead of, I bet you when you're walking, you're thinking about your depression and your feelings and what you're going through, whatever is causing your depression. When next time you go walking, just breathe deeply and think what you're grateful for that day. And smile on purpose. If you don't feel like smiling, smile anyway. And she came back and said, you know what? I've been feeling so much better just since I started doing that. And of course, there's other interventions. Like we talk about nutrition also. We talk about the importance of exercise and things like that, which are all part of holistic medicine. But how to use your mind to help yourself is where most people lack the knowledge of.
And you're absolutely true. You know, you get a bad diagnosis from the doctor, and I'm just going to say diabetes.
Right.
And there's some seniors who absolutely spiral into this depression, and you know, I'm never going to be the same, and I'm going to get worse, and my grandmother died from the diabetes, and you know, I just don't know what I'm going to do. So they could come and they could take your class, and you could teach them the breathing, be positive, nutritional, and be able to start being better with themselves.
Yes, and I get people sharing, they share a lot how the class is improving their health. Because most people will tell them, for example, you started saying how they think and all of that, right?
Right.
So most people will tell them, don't think like that. Everything is going to be fine. You just take your medication and you're going to be well. It's good advice, but it doesn't teach the person how to do it herself.
Correct. You're
That's
absolutely
what we
right.
do in mind-body medicine.
Well, this is a really, really interesting topic. I appreciate you coming here today, Dr. Baltazar. If anybody needed information regarding your class or wanting to talk to you, where could they reach you?
They can reach me in my office at the college, 831-2780, or my personal phone, my cell, 915-694-6109.
Thank you so much for providing that information. And doesn't necessarily mean that just because the doctor said something is going on, we have the power to control what's going on in our bodies.
We have more control than we know and we think.
Well, that's great
We
information,
just
and I
need to know
thank you.
simple techniques.
Thank you for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
I really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We have our last guest for today. His name is Mr. Rudy Sommers. Thank you for joining us. You're with HUMANA.
That's correct. Thank you very much.
And we're going to be talking about one of my favorite events of the year. There's lots of them, but this is one of my favorites. This one is the Love Conference that we have every year. Tell me about the Love Conference.
Well, the Love Conference is, well, actually for us, for Humana, this is going to be our 14th opportunity that we have had to be sponsors during the Love Conference. And throughout the years, we have had great event, year after year. And this is one of those opportunities where our seniors become informed about different topics. And when I talk to, after so many years, most of them are like friends because I see them year after year throughout the years. And I do, sometimes they approach me and says, you know what, that was a great topic. That was good you brought that information, but it wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
It was the actual program Love Conference.
So, there's a theme every year. And actually, you've been with the Love Conference 14 years. This is going to be the 25th year that the Senior Adult Program hosts the Love Conference, and you're one of the big sponsors. But every year they have a topic, and this year it's the generation of in-the-know learners. That's the topic.
Exactly.
And so the topics that we're going to be bringing in is, if you know of one of them, I think it's mindfulness.
Exactly.
And then the second one is what? Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
And so we have seniors who now are getting a little bit more in there as far as computers, and they have their little tablets, they use their phones. So they're going to be providing two main topics, which is mindfulness and cybersecurity on that day, which I think is important. And I'm really excited about that. And then throughout the whole thing in between, we have seniors entertaining seniors. There's door prizes, I know that. Can you tell me what the address is for this conference? Where is it going to be at?
The address is going to be that, if I'm not mistaken, let me see, just to make sure, because sometimes, our office is just across the street, and I said, wait a minute, but it is 9050 or 9050 Viscount, and this is going to be Building B, Room 420.
No, that's where you can get your tickets.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Yeah,
where you're going to
definitely.
get your tickets. So I think it's going to be Building A, and that's the auditorium on
Exactly.
Saturday, February the 8th. And it's from 11 to 3, right?
And I'm telling you, I just know where it is because
You
I've
just
been
show
here
up,
14
and
years.
then Mr. Rudy loves to dance, so he's one of our entertainers out there, and he gets the seniors out there with the music dancing. But it's a great day to come out and learn about things in the community, because we do have lots of people who provide information, right? Sponsors, vendors. There is going to be lunch provided, I understand, but we do have to have a ticket. So that's the address you were giving. So in order for us to go get a ticket for this event, what do we got to do?
Yeah, definitely. In order for you to have lunch and, to enjoy the good time with your friends and all that, first you need to go get your ticket at 9070 or 9050 Viscount. Now it is Building B. Okay, and then that's going to be on room 420. Please get your tickets because, even though we have at least about 450 tickets, but they go by fast.
So in order for you to be able to get lunch that day, you have to get a ticket. So you got to go to this place and get your tickets. The other thing is there's no charge, but the senior adult program is asking for everybody to provide a school supply of $5 in school supplies. And then when you turn in your school supplies, they're going to give you a ticket.
Exactly.
And so, it's making a difference. One hand is helping another, and we're trying to help with school supplies and help those that need it the most, which are kids out there. I think it's a great day for information. Get out there, and I have seen seniors dance throughout the whole thing, have a good time. They're just in the mood for love. I encourage everybody, wear red, have some fun. And do you know of anybody who's going to be entertaining? I know we have different entertainers.
This year, the last time I spoke with Mary, she had already made some, arrangements with who's going to be during the program, bringing entertainment and all that. But it doesn't matter. What is important for you to be here, and we're going to have a great time, so that you can also be involved, possibly even dance, as we've done it in the past.
There you go. Bring your dancing shoes and wear red. The other thing I want to mention is, a lot of people don't know that, our seniors need love. And this is the perfect time to let's show our seniors some love. Let's love one another. Come to this conference, and again, it's the 25th annual Senior Love Conference. The topic this year is a generation of in the know learners. I'm going to mention again, Saturday, February 8th. Mark your calendars from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The address, 9050 Viscount Building A, the auditorium. Tickets. Where do we get our tickets? 9050 Viscount Building B, across the street in room 420. And in order for you to get a ticket, you have to donate a school supply, $5 in school supplies, so that they get the tickets.
Yes,
Anything you think I forgot?
Well, it is important for them to plan on it. Don't leave it to the last minute. Plan on it, to be here. There's a lot of vendors, there's a lot of information, all the way from Social Security, Medicare, schooling, all different kinds of topics. And it's important for them to be here. Go and take advantage of visiting all those different vendors that are here. This is for their own good, so you can become informed of different things that you face every day, and especially for our seniors, we need all the information we can get, and especially those two topics are just going to be fantastic.
Again, our topics, from what I understand, is going to be mindfulness and cybersecurity. And a lot of times we're fearful. I have seniors who tell me, I'm afraid to do anything on the computer because I'm afraid of getting my identity stolen. Well, maybe during that day you can get information on, you don't have to be afraid to be on the computer, as long as you do what you need to do and don't put the wrong information out there as far as your personal information.
And the other point is that we're going to be here, HUMANA, also WellMed and Conviva, and that way also seniors have the opportunity to ask any questions to any of those representatives from each company, HUMANA, Conviva, and WellMed.
Oh, that's great. So it's going to be an opportunity for you to come out, have some fun, learn something new, get information, wear red, dance a little bit, have some lunch. It's all going to be jam-packed in one day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We want you to come out and join us. Again, it's one of my favorite conferences that we have every year. We're really excited. I want to thank you for being a part of it and being one of the sponsors. And we hope to see you there. And mark your calendars. Thanks for joining us. And again, thank you, Rudy, for being here.
You're welcome. Have a great day, and we'll see you there.
See you next week.